Hello, my friends. I'm back. I'm your local art witch, and today we have this deck, fortune-telling card deck, to look at together. It is a Russian fortune-telling deck. I am not going to be using this word because it is a slur, but it would be based off the Romani people, I am guessing. It is an innovative system for discovering your path in life based on the authentic Romani teachings of 19th century Russia. And I did look this person up, and they are Russian, and they grew up around and using these cards, but they are not part of the Romani culture, the traveler culture. So to be upfront, I did pick this up partially to just kind of talk about the deck, but with no intention of keeping it, because this is not part of my culture here, and it feels like it's somewhere I shouldn't be treading. So let's look. Okay, so it comes in this box. And it has this hardcover book. So let's look. Now, I think, yes, so it is in black and white. How to use the cards. She writes a little bit about how she grew up and how they use the cards. They would use it for, let's see, fortune telling was once an integral part of people's lives in Russia especially before 1917. They told fortunes during the week. And on Sundays they went to church and prayed. Oh, that's cute. So one person would do a reading while the rest of the family and friends would sit around the table, listen, and make contributions. Very neat. The origin of the cards. So these cards are derived from that aspect of Russian folklore and are a blend of animal, natural, and Christian symbols. The cards originated in southwestern part of Russia where the traveler people lived. So family history, translating the cards, how to do a reading. It's like a complicated, like I'm not really sure, like you lay them all down and then you turn them a specific way, and I don't know, it's all kind of beyond me. And because I know that I'm not going to be using them, I didn't really go through and actually try to learn this process. Not because I don't think it's worth learning. I do. I think it's very neat. But as I said, like it feels like I'm somewhere I don't belong. I just don't have the stuff to be able to be doing it. So the cards further come in this like little case. These are the backs. Now, I was surprised. They're really thin, like paper thin. They're very square, not card shaped at all. I do wish they were a bit thicker. Now, this is a secondhand deck, so you can see the use they've had, which is good, means that they were in a good home for them, right? So let's look. The art on here is gorgeous. Like, even though it isn't embossed in any way, this gold bowl, for example, still looks gold. So it's got all of these half images on them, and you're supposed to lay them down a specific way, and then, yeah. Anyway, as I said, it's completely beyond me. It has like all these numbers. Like it looks like quite the system. The art is very reminiscent of like the art I have seen from Russia. Let's see if I can make a full image, because I think it would be really pretty if I could. That looks like the justice waits or whatever. So very neat. The art is quite intricate. Look at that. Each color, like normally against orange, it's hard to make anything look good. But they did it. They did a really good job. I saw this woman before. There she is. There. But I don't know, like, how often would it actually pull up like that? And are you supposed to? It seems like this feels like it would be a lot more complicated than what I'm used to, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, there's a whole culture and everything else behind this where they would use these, right? So this seems like even if you weren't using it for fortune telling, you kids could get together, bring out these cards, and come up with a bit of a story from their cards. Oh, look at that. It's only half of one. We've got a bit of a stork here. Neat. I'm going to try shuffling them. They don't feel like they're meant to be shuffled because there's so much like paper. It's kind of like shuffling paper. What's that paper called? Construction paper. It's maybe a little bit thicker than construction paper. Not by much though. I think my biggest complaint about this deck, besides this word being used a lot, is the thinness of the cards. Oh, okay. Wait. Okay, so we saw this lady, and when the arrows are down, a soft feminine hand will support you in time. But what happens if you only have half of a lady? Now, in Russia, it may not be considered a slur to use the G word, but from what I understand, it is, which is why, that was actually part of the reason why I wanted to pick up this deck, was to be able to kind of talk about this. A lot of people don't know that that's not an ideal word to be using. So I was like, this is a good time to talk about it. Okay, so you find a flat surface at least 20 by 20 inches. Wow. That's more than a foot. That's almost 2 feet. 2 feet of a flat surface, 2 feet by 2 feet. Take the cards in your right hand, face up, and shuffle them into your left hand towards your heart. That's awkward. Concentrate on what you want the cards to tell you. I don't know. What message do you have for me? This is really hard to shuffle this way. And then shuffle the cards again from right hand to left 7 times. Stop at the 7th with your right hand, pick up the deck and place the cards on the table face down. How many? They've got 4, 5, 6. That's a lot. Let's just do like 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take the top card and turning it over, place it on the table right side up. Repeat with 4 more cards, placing each to the right of the last card. Wait, what are you doing here? Wait. Please. Okay, I skipped a couple steps. You will have a row of 5 cards. So you have 2. Any 2 adjoining cards will form a complete picture if rotated. Okay, so wait. This is quite difficult. Okay, So we've got our 4 cards. And we start laying the cards out, take the top card, turn it over, place it on the table, right side up. Got it. Repeat with 4 more cards, placing each to the right of the last card. 2, 3, 4, and we've got a 5th over here. Let's see if I can move things over. Okay. See if any 2 adjoining cards will form a complete picture if rotated. I think you guys just heard my gecko, maybe. Okay. Rotate these cards to form the picture and push all 5 cards toward each other so that they are touching. Okay, so, oh look, the fox. So it does come together actually to complete a picture a lot easier than I thought it would. I was like, what are the chances? That's a fire. Okay. So you're supposed to lay 5 more cards. They can only be rotated in place. So if I was to place these and I flip them, you can only turn them in place. Okay. This seems like an awful lot of cards though. Doesn't help that I'm turning them all upside down. This boy will make a complete image, but he is upside down. Okay, so she lays the cards out slowly, one at a time, find the matching pictures as she goes. I double check by looking for my favorite pictures or the pictures that would answer my question. Starting with the first row, if you have a matching picture, turn to the book and read the meaning for the picture. Okay. All right, so we have an owl and a fox here. It tells us about the positions, meanings of the picture. Okay, so there's a period of influence. The reading that you are doing may refer to events 1 to 2 weeks prior to the reading itself, or may apply to present or future occurrences. So each picture has a different period of influence. So immediate, short, middle, oh, a lifelong effect, I don't know. 34, because that's the first one we got. Period of influence short. Problems with immediate projects. It is, the arrows are down. You may want to act unwisely. Perhaps you want to invest money when you shouldn't, or pursue a losing proposition, or even give up on a plan that you should continue. You should be like the owl, sit back quietly and ponder the situation. Remember that this picture relates only to the next week or weeks, and what you put off today can be picked up again in a week or 2. Okay. And the fox is 14. Short period of influence, a symbol for deceit. The arrow is down. You are being cunningly deceived. This could refer to your spouse cheating on you, your child using stuff and hiding it from you, your fellow employee taking credit for what you did. In all cases, the other person is doing it intentionally, knowing that he or she is not being honest with you. Interesting. So what you would do with these cards is you try to make an image, but you don't move things around. You can only rotate them in place. If you get in, you read what your images are, the finished images, and that's how you get your read. And then if you don't get an image, then you don't do another read that day. Very neat. What an interesting way to read cards. And, you know, I learned with you today. All right, so that's the Russian G fortune telling card deck and book. Really neat idea. I got to experience a little bit of some area of Russian culture. And yeah, I don't know when this was done, when this, 1991. That's the illustrations. That doesn't mean that's when it was printed, right? So I'll be honest, I'm not sure about how I feel about linking this deck. I don't believe in... There's certain cultures that are closed, you know, closed practices, and this one probably is. It feels like it is, or at least it is to me in my brain. So to be fair, what I will do is, if this is still in print, I will link it in the description, just because that's what I do with every other deck, and it wouldn't be fair if I didn't do it with this one. 1992. Wow. This might not even be in print anymore, but it does say that this is a first edition, so pretty neat. For me, as neat as these are, they are going to be going back to where I got them from. I will look up that boy, though, because I did get the boy card. Let's see what he means. He is number 13, and he's upside down. The art is gorgeous. The cards are woo woo woo, but if it's still being printed, maybe they improved on the card quality. So that was the Russian fortune-telling card deck. Thank you so much for hanging out with me while we looked at these together and learned something together. I've been your local art witch, and I'll see you all again next time. Bye-bye for now. Take care of yourselves.